who is in control of the zombies on the Mob of the Dead? Now, I know this has been a very popular topic within the community. Everybody has their theories, and if you guys watched my Who is the Phantom, Is It Reznov video, that was basically who I think it's going to be in control of the zombies. I think it's very suspicious that he's popping up in the storyline. And yeah, so I want to throw out my theories. I know a lot of you guys like to hear what I have to say and just show all the research and digging that I did. Now, what made me really get into this, and you guys are watching the trailer right now, and I know a lot of people have noticed this, is the big dog with the flaming, all that stuff right there that's eating the zombies and all that crazy stuff. And as you see, it has red eyes. And, you know, I play a lot of the older maps, and I realized playing Kino is that the Hellhounds had red eyes. And I know some people, you know, they've made the connection, or like, what if that is controlling the zombies? And I don't think that's the case. I don't think the dog itself is controlling the zombies and then eating the zombies. That doesn't make too much sense to me. But I thought if we did a little bit of digging about, you know, the Hellhounds, because you have to assume whoever is controlling the Hellhounds throughout the game, all the maps it's been on, and the zombies' eyes are now red, you'd have to assume that everything like that goes with that red eye color would have to be in control of it. So I think if we did a little bit of digging, we might be able to rule out some people and then some possible people that it might be. So I looked, all the maps that the Hellhounds have been on, you got Shino, Numa, Darice, Kino, and you got Moon. Okay, now the thing about all four of these maps is, if you don't realize, is they're all original character maps. So that means Richtofen is playing as one of the characters. So Sam is in control of the zombies. Now the thing about Moon is, on Area 51, when you're at Area 51, dogs will come, the Hellhounds will come, and then when you go up to the moon and you start working towards the Easter egg and you start to do it and you switch in the grand scheme and all that, and then Richtofen is getting control, the Hellhounds will no longer come when you're up at Moon. So I think this all but like rules out Richtofen being in control of the zombies and the Mob of the Dead. So I guess that leaves Sam, you got Reznov, and then whoever else that it may be. Now, let's do a little bit of digging about this. Now, this is very interesting. If you guys didn't know the story about the Hellhounds, basically it was Sam's pet Fluffy, and Richtofen was working on it, and he ended up turning it and all this stuff like that, and then she starts turning. The theory is that Sam has been in control of the Hellhounds this whole time, and I don't know if that is exactly the case. We might learn in this map who is in control of the Hellhounds and who is helping out Sam. It's obviously an ally to Sam, someone that wants to help her and who's on her side. The people that we know that are obviously not on her side and the people she does not like is she wanted to destroy Group 935. She doesn't like Richtofen, she doesn't like Nikolai, she doesn't like Tank. The only person she does like is Takio, and we don't know about Reznov, if she likes Reznov or not. So, looking at some other things about it is, now let's look at some of the dates. Okay, now this is all from Wiki and stuff like that. Now, they say all these maps, Shino, Numa, Darice, Kino, they all just started in 1945. You got Nock, you got Verrucht. I think they just picked a number. Honestly, I think Hitler died in 1945, so I think that's the number that they went with. I don't know, it doesn't make a lot of sense. Some of these numbers seem off to me for the dates, especially because we know the Mob of the Dead is in the 1930s. They say 1932 to be exact, so this would technically be the very first zombie map. And so this would this would be the first zombie map in the timeline, if that is correct. And I don't know if that doesn't seem right to me, because right now, as you guys are seeing, these are the blueprints of the actual Hellhounds that you could see from Richtofen that he had. This is on Kino. They're also on 5, unless you're just saying that they were, you know, that's what they were doing, and then we play the map afterwards. I don't know. It's really confusing. It really is confusing. But another interesting thing about it is the electric cherry is like it's kind of like an electric trap. You know, it has the sparks, and I don't know if they're gonna have the electric traps. But the very first one it came into was Verrucht, I believe, which was the second zombie map. So maybe maybe Mob of the Dead is the very first map, but I don't know. It's very confusing. That part of it doesn't really make sense to me. But I know one thing that a lot of people they're gonna bring up about. So this would obviously point to, it obviously cannot be Richtofen. It would either have to be Sam, I guess Takio. I don't know why it would be him, Reznov, or then this Phantom, whoever the Phantom could be, you know, or someone we don't know about. But the only person, I think it definitely rules out Richtofen not being in control. And I know one thing, a lot of people that have been saying there's no way it could be Sam. Their one thing that they've been using to rule that out is that Sam wasn't born yet. And the thing you guys have to remember about the zombie storyline is, I kind of wanted to do a video about this, but it wasn't really, when they put out the first map, it wasn't really, the zombie storyline wasn't really in line. We kind of created the zombies through the community. They didn't have this in mind. We just remember we heard the zombies saying Sam, and we started doing all this stuff, and they kind of like built it as it went on. But if you think about it, if, okay, the zombie's eyes have been yellow, if Sam's always been in control when they're in yellow, she's definitely in control in like Shino Numera, Derice, all those maps. You could assume that she was probably in control for the other maps, and this is when she wasn't in control, I guess you could say, and she was like being born, or she was this is when they were right before they were doing the experiment and they went to Derice or whatever. You could assume this Mob of the Dead time period is maybe going to be around there. So I think she was definitely born, if the Hellhound is actually there and stuff like that, because it was her pet Fluffy, so she had to be born at that point. I just don't know, maybe we're going to hear the story about how the Hellhounds were created, the backstory, but from the date timeline, this would technically be the very first map, so maybe we'll learn what happened to Reznov and why he was no longer in the storyline, which would have been, in Kino, all those other maps. You remember the picture where, you could assume it's him that's blanked out. Like I said, I just think it's very suspicious that, I'll put a link in, annotation at the top so you guys can go watch the other stuff that I said about in the other video, but that he's now coming back in the storyline and he has a gun named after him and all this stuff. And this is, technically this is the very first map, but it could be like definitely like within the top like first 3 or 4, and then he's no longer in the story. So I think we're gonna find out a lot of key important information from this. So I don't know, you guys let me know what you guys think. Like I said, some of the dates don't make sense. My honest opinion is I don't think it's Sam, because when she controls the zombies, if their eyes are yellow, then they're always yellow. I think it's somebody that wanted to help her, someone who's friends with her, maybe someone that saw what Richtofen was doing and tried to stop it, which would have been Reznov. And, maybe he's been in control of the dogs the whole time and he's been trying to help her. That's his way to help her when she was doing the other maps that the Hellhounds are on. Maybe that was his way to help, and she wasn't in control of those the whole time. She was only in control of the zombies. Like I said, I don't think it's, now, like I've talked about it, I don't think it's Sam. I don't think it's Richtofen. Reznov, if you guys looked at the gun that was pack-a-punched, it was red. It was shooting red bullets. Zombies' eyes are red. So I think it's either, honestly, I think it's Reznov, or it's just some other person that we don't know about yet. It's not nobody we know that are in control of the zombies in the Mob of the Dead. So you guys let me know what you guys think. So yeah, if you're a new viewer, if you could sub, I'd greatly appreciate that. All my subs, comment, and like. You can follow me on Twitter at SirPiffington. That's with 2 N's. And more videos coming soon. I'll talk to you guys later. Peace.